We've reached the second map here in our last best of 3 series of the day between Luminosity and mousesports. Mousesports took the first map, though it wasn't easy, but it was Luminosity's pick, which now sees us go to Mirage, where mousesports, it's a storied map for them of domination.
Yeah, I think this is just a map that pretty much like fits their team. Oh.
Jesus Christ.
Well, if you believe the Luminosity are going to win this one, you could
make a bag of money.
Yeah, pretty good odds. Pretty good odds. Either way, we are into the pistol round. An important one, I feel, for Luminosity. Now, this map does definitely play to their strengths. The double AWP setup available to them as well, although they are playing against one of the fiercest double AWP setups probably in the world. Now, we are going to look towards this A site. Got the smoke set up for Chris J. Just going to be throwing that across. A little bit of a lurk in the back for Oscar. Potentially going to try and hold off some rotations, make a little bit of a push in, but it's going to be Sunny leading the charge. Yell underneath has been spotted, but he still hit the dink onto Oscar, and is Henny from the back able to do some damage, but Steeko's there to trade it back. Henny's still lurking around the back of the box, but him and his team just all falling at once. And now this lurk comes into play. This is where Oscar's position, well, I say is valuable, but neither of the players really around that angle. It's the vent not being broken. Already spotting out Lucas as well. And Steel actually catches Oscar as he goes through, gets a second as well. The problem is the remaining players know exactly where he is and have a bit of a crossfire on him. If he goes for the peak on either of the sides, there's players waiting to catch him. He doesn't actually have a kit either, which he needs to collect, and Rops will end his life with the P250.
Yeah, good pistol round overall. Bit of a battle back and forth within that A site, but mousesports get the job done. Still trying to put off them last-minute heroics, but it wasn't meant to be. And now, at least for mousesports, they've got what they want. That's how they deal with it, how they've kind of sort themselves out from being ecoed up here. But it's now becoming like a normal scenario, isn't it, where we look at many of these teams, especially CT side, will just not buy anything into the second round.
Yeah, I think... I don't know. I kind of get, like, I liked when NRG like saved to make sure they had the AWP. I think for certain teams it definitely makes more sense to save.
Yeah.
And I think this is actually one of them. Like, I find it really weird that you have two damn good AWPers. I think that's one of the real positives of this Luminosity side. If you have two AWPers that really can, like, just take a game into their own hands. And then at the beginning you're going, yeah, rather than sort of force buy, like, they even have a chance to win the round here and then save. They're still just like, no, we'd rather just wait and just get some rifles. Now, I understand it. Obviously, you get a good buy earlier in. So there's some logic behind it. But I just think when you're a team that has like fantastic AWPers, play to your strengths.
And especially on a map. Contrary to belief, like Mirage, double AWPs do work. Always have done for the longest time.
Yeah. Well, I would say contrary to a few people's beliefs. I don't know many who believe that, to be honest.
Minimal people.
It's one of the best maps for double AWPs, that and Train.
The old Cobble as well.
Yeah.
Rip.
So, yeah, the shotguns are better. Here we go, though. Two players in the back of the site. They've only got USPs, so I don't know why I'm like sort of making this like this much is going to happen. Chris J's also got his lovely MP7, but actually they do manage to get themselves an extra kill. Now, do they check for the second? Yes, they do. Props, of course he does, and gets both of them through the box. The remaining players, again, just hoping to do some extra damage. Now, all in all, the one sort of advantage of these sort of rounds is that, obviously, because you've got an early buy, if you do any damage in these rounds, you basically set yourself up to maybe even have a better buy than the T's and get a chance to reset them. So that's where the sort of prominence of these buys, the thing is now it's not really calling it an early buy anymore. That's just where the original buy is now a round earlier.
Yeah, it's scenario based. And every team is finding their own style of it. We saw that from LDLC, NRG, and now we're seeing it in this game as well. And change is good. I'm not against this kind of change in CS.
Yeah, no, I quite like it, actually. It makes the beginning of the game actually really exciting. And you can see, like, rather than... I think that the difference now is that people can try different things. Where most of the time in the second round before, you would always see a force buy. Like, there weren't really too many teams who would save. Maybe they'd save a little bit of extra on Inferno. I think that's one of the maps where they would just wait to get the extra utility. But other than that, most teams would force. So I quite like that now there's a little bit more like differentiate, especially on the T side. Like, once you get a bomb down, you really do see those AK buys, especially from teams like LDLC. And I love that. I like those sort of early risks.
We talk about risks versus rewards. There's plenty of risks in Counter-Strike. And if it can pay off, then you're laughing all the way to the bank, quite literally. Especially at this pro level. mousesports, they're not looking to speed things up here, though. They're just taking their time. And there's no need for them to speed things up here. They're aware Luminosity would have purchased weaponry into this. They can bait out utility across the map, which they've already started to do. And this is where the lineup and the execute comes in. mousesports look to hit this A bomb site. Got one player sneaking through connector in the form of Sunny. Henny's going to be smoked off, which means he can't get the angle he wants with that AWP in hand. Question is, can he get anyone poking up ramp? He's blind, but still hits Chris J. Rops takes down Yell, but it needs more than this for them to get into this site. Time's being poured out there, but Henny, he's not going to be happy with that one. Rops just proved too strong. The bomb's down, the smoke was in the way. Neckers is able to spray down and find one, but mousesports in a really good after-plant situation here. As you watch Rops back away, doesn't want to sit in Palace too much longer. He's going to reposition himself on A ramp, but look who's been spotted. Lucas finds Sunny, gets himself on 8K. Now this gives them a good chance, but Oscar, he doesn't want this to end just yet. He's picked up 2 swift kills. Lucas, though, now puts it into a 1v1. Oscar doesn't have much health. Lucas gets it done. And though he doesn't have a kit, this should be just enough time.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty close, but should just be able to get it done. It will be around on the board. Of course, the bomb plant, it still doesn't really leave the T side with much money. Like, you've got a couple of players who can probably drop, so I imagine we will see a bit of a risk taken from mousesports, especially considering there was only one man surviving. That's going to be the difference. We'll see a little bit of a switch. I like the fact that Oscar has actually just opted to get the AWP. It's glass cannon, so he will drop an AK over to Rops. They've not just gone all in and just gambled on him. Krieg obviously coming out once again, which I'm excited about. And Sunny, okay, he's had to take the hit. But other than that, like, all in all, the buys are fairly even. You got an SMG, you got a FAMAS. Not ideal in these scenarios, but you do have Henny, very aggressive. And while Sunny, the pistol player, gone.
Got to be honest as well, right? Lucas, not just here, but on Cash as well. He's had some very strong performances, some clutch moments, and that was the one Luminosity desperately needed. Rops trying to maybe sneak through here. Turns away at the wrong time, though. Yell gets punished for it. Now puts it into the 4v4. Rops has got a lot of room to work with. Neck is up high, able to do some further damage here. His position's certainly known. Spraying through the smoke. It's a little bit of a battle back and forth, and he does manage to win it. Chris J still got that Krieg in his hands, though. Oscar on the AWP. They can't get the bomb just yet, though. Chris has walked past it. He's just clearing out CT spawn. He doesn't want to take the risk. They don't have a smoke to put down either, so they would ideally like to get another kill before they try and make that happen. Oh, and it's the waiting game. No one's actually in CT as well. Neck is trying to spray through the boxes, but he's not going to have any shots connect. Oscar's pivotal in this. He's spotted out from the shoulder peek from one player. Now this 2v2, and no one's coming from CT spawn. Oscar misses a crucial shot there, and it's now the twins to push into the site. He's going to back away and reposition himself. Hopefully Chris J can bide enough time. Lucas expects this. And this is not looking good. He's got a kid as well. Oscar.
That's done.
No hope. No dreams. All shattered as Luminosity make it 2-2.
Yeah, scoreline equalized, and in all honesty, they don't really need to invest too much in this round on the T side. Now, like, maybe Chris can pick up maybe his trusty MP7 once again or something of the sort, but realistically, this should be more of an eco. Now, we're seeing a tactical pause called in for mousesports, not something we've actually witnessed too often. Like in the last map, even though it was very close, it wasn't something that they felt was necessary, but clearly something's been spotted in this one. Oscar's actually going to buy up some armor behind it. Now, obviously with the loss bonus that he'll get, he will be able to, well, probably drop over a Krieg to Chris J, and then he can return an AWP. But it is now a chance for Luminosity to actually build up some economy, because this was something they failed to do in the previous map on their T side. Even though their T side was strong, every time it was coming really close, and you could always sense throughout the game that eventually mousesports were going to break them. And when they did, never really got back into it from there. It was just risk after risk, force buy after force buy. That's not really what you want to have. Here, on the CT side especially, they need to get some cash going. They actually force it.
mousesports still believe in their opportunity here to crush Luminosity before they build a bank of economy to work off of on that CT side for themselves. Yell yet to get a kill just yet, though he hasn't got the AWPs in his hand, which is normally what you would see him with, but not on this Luminosity lineup, unless he's on the T side. As Chris J able to find the first, and he gets a second onto Henny, tapping away with that Krieg. He's literally the master of this weapon.
Yeah.
Early adapter, very keen and on point with it, and Sonny's just creeping through B apartments, of course.
Yeah, well, he's only got a deagle, so in terms of the openness to the site, he's not going to be the most valuable player. We can actually see, like, Stiko was pretty much just like the decoy to Chris J's Krieg, but...
We don't buy real decoys, we use players.
Yeah. Hey,
Bait and switch,
it's valuable.
it works.
Chris J playing up close. This time, maybe the scope was needed. Now, Sonny's having to try and come back in from the behind, and the problem is the vent not being broken leaves him in trouble. Rops has managed to retrieve an AWP, but he needs to deny the defusal. It's just being held, and Rops gets all three. Fantastic work with the AWP. And, well, now, mousesports, they've done that damage once again.
Welcome to the clutch, Rops. It was all looking so good for mousesports from start to finish, but then as Chris J died in sandwich and Sonny had to break the vents to make the noise, I don't think he would have ever expected the vents not to be broken at that point in the map either.
Yeah,
it's a strange one.
They've done that a couple of times. I can say at the moment, if you look at the scoreboard, Chris J plus Stiko plus Oscar plus Sonny equals Rops. Pretty damn good start for him. And while now the force buy is in from Luminosity, it's not a particularly good one. Neckers at least has a rifle, and okay, Chris. He was trying to Goomba stomp them as he comes out onto the site, but it's not the most effective strategy in CS. Let's save it for Mario, but we do have the push in, and this time Stiko, he's definitely doing more of the damage. And with the help of Oscar as well, the site comes under control, and you can still see Sonny just lurking. Top mid being played. Neckers does at least manage to find one. He's got that rifle in hand, so still a small opportunity here. The problem is Sonny really is just playing at the top of mid, looking to just cut off rotations. Yell already so low. He even makes himself $1,200 while doing it.
He'll take that, and he grabs himself an AK. Now, will Chris ask for a drop of the Krieg?
The thing is, this is going to be more of an eco round, so I almost wonder if he'll just go for an SMG. He's actually going to be handed a Galil.
That's all right, then. Saves it. Robs can run around with the MAC-10.
Rather have a MAC-10, to be honest.
I think it's because they were already planning to upgrade, right? So Oscar went and got the AWP.
Yeah. Well, stack A. They're going to rush into the palace, and Rops doesn't really like the sound of that. He's just going to wait to see if anybody will continue the aggression. He's only got a MAC-10, so it doesn't have that much to lose, and an awful lot to gain. There's $2,400 worth of players sat on that A site at the moment. Now, mousesports not tried to play off this at all. They're just waiting patiently, maybe expecting the CT side to rotate away from A now that they have all been heard, all been spotted in the palace. It's pretty much just a giant game of chicken, and the hunters are out.
Slowly but surely.
Ooh.
Nice little one, but it was like perfection from Sonny. It's a bit more like it. He's been quiet over these last two games. Surprisingly. The boost up in CT spawn, covering off both angles. Not too much you can expect here for Luminosity, but mousesports, they just want to make sure that they get as much done as possible here in the least expensive fashion, right? Keep players alive. Rops is going to go on the hunt. Is he going to check it? Looks in, does the lazy peek, switches back, gets domed. Means that his money-making days are over. Chris J comes on the clean-up duty, though, and that's no problem at all for him. They only had USPs, nothing invested for Luminosity, a 5th round on the board for mousesports, and now it's going to be game on.
Lazy Peak sort of sounds like when you wake up in the morning, you sort of like open your curtains a little bit to see if it's like sunny outside.
Before you get blinded by
it's like I'm going to sleep anyway.
I always refer to a lazy peak as like, it's because they just don't bother to do it properly, yeah. It tilts me as well.
Do you always check properly?
Oh, definitely not, but I mean, like, just there's some points, right?
Don't do as I do, do as I say.
Exactly. It's because we've got this like hindsight of seeing above it all, but also...
That's also the quote that my mum would always say to me when she was doing something that I shouldn't be doing. Well, we do have the purchase, Yell in on the AWP, and hasn't had the best start to this game. He was one of the heavy hitters in the first map, really doing work with that AWP. And it is interesting that I feel like a lot of the time it comes down to situational prospects, like who is going to be the one having that AWP, and at the moment he is the one to do it. If anything, like I feel like Mirage would make more sense for Henny to have it, because I think it really does allow for a lot of aggressive AWPing, especially if he comes to like holding middle. I feel like the fancy flicks of Henny could make all the difference. Already 5-2 down, of course, and the money starting to build for this mousesports roster. Oscar with the majority of it, and Rops left with still nothing really in the bank at the moment, the same as all the players on the CT side. The fact is, though, they've already gained quite a lot of control. The connector will be theirs. Some aggression has come out from Steel in towards the B apartments, but the majority of the men still sit waiting for an A push.
It is that waiting game. Sonny just wants to see a pixel appear above any of the boxes and rip their heads off. Super defensive here from Luminosity, though. Oh, a missed shot from Yell. Robs has got to be careful, though. That smoke goes down, and Robs is just out in the open. Henny, though, his spot, if it's left unchecked. And that's exactly what ends up happening. He gets away with the first kill. Robs to then spray him out. He was ready for it, on point. Sonny's found one of his own to even it up as they now get into this A site, but with 20 seconds to go, Yell thinks about making a play. He was completely out in the open, blinded fully as Rops is in a similar situation. Yell now knows exactly where he is, I believe. Or maybe he doesn't, maybe he didn't see it. Maybe he was still too blinded to get it done.
Yeah, no, they would have just killed him through the wall. Now he peeks out and manages to decapitate another. Oscar's there to lend a helping hand, and while Steel decides that the saving of that AWP is worth so much more. I have absolutely no idea how Rops survived that long, because
he was just walking around like, hi guys.
Yeah, just like the luckiest man in the world. And the other thing is, like, when the smoke fades and he's still just planting the bomb, just like giving them a little wave as he does it. I will say that the flashbang that was thrown by his teammate to like stop them killing him was fantastic, because he was dead for sure if that flash didn't come over the top.
Yeah, because I saw, when I looked, I wasn't sure how blind Yell was, and it was like, is he still blind? Because he should have seen Rops there as well.
He's just sitting in the open.
Just out in the open, like, hi guys, shoot me. And the fact he even walked away with that kill onto Henny as well.
Another great round from Rops. Chris J looking to make some extra money. Oscar still just pinging off shots with that AWP.
Gotta love Oscar, man. Just delivers.
Yeah, he does it with a straight face as well.
The whole time. He never
just like it's
happy.
nothing. I think they have a few players like that, though. They've got like the balance.
Sonny.
Yeah. They need to sort of balance out Chris J. The more enthusiasm.
Yeah, I think it's Chris J and Rops are the most enthusiastic of that lineup.
No, I feel like Stiko's quite smiley.
He's happy. He's not super like, he's not the loud one.
No,
right?
He's not running around with a Krieg.
He's just like, yep, casual. Another timeout for Luminosity as well. Yeah, actually, we haven't seen too much Krieg action from Chris. Come on, Chris. Give us some entertainment, son.
Well, the thing is, it's like, I feel like he has to limit it, otherwise everybody gets too excited.
Yeah, he's just too much for one series.
Yeah.
He's like, Rops, I'll let you have a bit of a game this time.
The thing is he's very good with the MP7 as well. And I feel like Chris J is just one of those people who just likes playing different weapons to everyone else.
Yeah, remember he'd bring out the auto sniper before everyone was getting tilted by it.
Well, it's like, I remember like the people who would jump scout the most were always him and MBK. Like they were the two that I remember at least, would just always jump scouting, always hitting the headshots with that gun. And yeah, it's like, basically he finds the way to irritate you the most.
Yeah, and if he can get in your head, he's definitely doing so.
He's very successful with it, as this mousesports lineup has been. 7-2. Money now looking pretty damn good for mousesports as they take a hefty lead once again. Bear in mind, in the last map, they went 9-1 up until we started to see a bit of a comeback. Chris, though, is already just getting the bomb down, just straight out onto the site. Not a single...
What on earth?
Well, there's been barely any damage. In fact, the only damage that's been done is 15 HP from the Molotov thrown by mousesports.
This is what's funny, right, is Luminosity, they may be trying to play for the retake or so, but there was so much utility early on for mousesports. We're already halfway through the timer, basically.
But the other thing as well is they don't actually have that much utility for a retake. They have one incendiary. They can clear one angle. Other than that, they have a few smokes, but there's so many angles to actually clear. Just look at the position of Oscar. He's gone all the way back around to short. He's got the perfect position to just fend off this bomb. Lucas
still getting kills.
Still doing work, though, and actually Henny has killed Oscar. Chris J up close. They're already running away, and he's going for the hunt. Didn't really have that much to lose, and actually Lucas goes down to the bomb. So, again, that round was literally done just basically by the bomb plant.
Oh, mousesports. How do you get away with it? 8-2 up now. Luminosity. The saved weapons will help them a little bit, but for how long as the money will begin to dwindle? While, at least for mousesports, no problems there. Sonny's up on 10K. Now, it's been a lot of A hits here as well. What we've seen, 2 B plays, and one of them was the rounds they lost.
If it ain't broke...
Don't change it up.
Yeah, don't fix it. Oh, Steel is going to be going aggressive.
Oh, no.
It's a standoff. Although Chris J would have to snap pretty quickly for Steel not to get this kill. In fact, he gets one, and well, Rops is there for the quick trade. Now, there is isolation for Lucas. He's the only person. The other players haven't even moved. They're still just standing on the other side of the map. He spotted the bomb. I don't know why that's so slow.
They're already planning to save secretly. Sonny, though, he's in a good position. If he can get this kill onto Yell, that's it.
I'm not sure what happened there, because they must have had more information than that. Lucas at least spotted 2-3 players before he died. Like, it's...
Well, just a call from Steel should have been enough to force the rotation, right?
But they genuinely didn't move at all.
I reckon there was probably just a bit of miscommunication on do we save straight away or not. Because B-site can be hard to retake, and not all players have massive amounts of utility.
True, but
I'm trying to be really kind.
Yeah, I feel like you at least move. Yeah. Like you can at least get close to like the market and then go, okay, now we leave. But instead they were just like, good luck, Lucas. 5 kills, please. Well, 4. Steel at least helped him a little bit. But yeah, it's sort of like at this point, I understand wanting to save your weapons, but what? It's been 7 rounds in a row for mousesports, and you are 9-2 down in the map that will eliminate you from the tournament.
Sometimes that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Could do with a cookie right now. It's supposed to be dieting, though.
Oh, yeah, same.
Shut up. You've had Maltesers, Haribo Frogs, and Henny getting kills onto Rops.
Yeah.
He's going to go get one onto Chris J as well. Nicely done.
A little bit more aggression. That was what was successful when it came down to Cash as well. That was how they actually turned things back, was they started really slow. Then they tried to actually play a little bit more of what seemed their own game of like allowing Henny to have these aggressive peaks, allowing Yell also to try and actually play a bit more on the CT side. You almost wonder why they didn't go into that a little bit more. Maybe they expected quite a bit more from their CT side in general, but we'll have to wait and see. There's still plenty of players who can turn the tide. Sticko, Oscar, and Sonny still standing. Looking to make their way slowly in towards B. They've still got Sonny on the other side of the map. Maybe going to make some noise over in the Palace. Fact is, there are only 50 seconds left, and I haven't really found any sort of opening into these sites just yet.
They look to try and push into this B site. Mollies go out. Neck is forced back a little bit, but not off position. Henny picking up a third kill onto Sunny, which means the Palace player was unable to get anything done here.
I think they actually plan to double back and go towards it. Neckis, though, will go down, but that is it. Yeah, I think they were actually trying to fake out B, and that they needed Sunny to actually get a kill. Instead, he goes down, and then they just go, might as well run into the B side and see if we can do anything. Then again, few players surviving for Luminosity, so they at least have a little bit of extra cash. We're not on to a straight reset, but at the same time, enter the Krieg.
No more Enter the Dragon. It's Chris J all the way. That Krieg is going to be put to work, and mousesports really wanting to just try and force the issue here at B over and over again. As I said, they've not had much success. Out of the 3 rounds Luminosity have won, 2 of them come from this B site.
I think Yell has just burned down to 34 HP. That is not the start that he was looking for early in this round.
The difference here as well, though, Steel playing on Catwalk will make this a little bit harder for trying to save onto this B site, if that's where mousesports end up choosing to go.
Yeah, they really are relying a lot on Lucas, though, to slow down any sort of push that does come in towards the B site. The interesting thing, though, is like, a lot of the time, they haven't really been trying that much going into B just because the A site was so successful. So I'm interested that the one round where they get caught off by Henny is just where they decide to go back to B. Now, Oscar is already going to fall in middle. Nekiz will be the one to get that opener, and he's forced back by the Molotov. It's the Flames doing the majority of the damage at the moment for the mousesports side, and they're still ready and set to go into B. And again, I'm still sat there looking at just Lucas trying to defend this one. Now, he will have a quick rotation from Steel, but that won't be enough to save his life. And Chris just straight into the angle, pre-fires the spot. And this already, just look at it, the side under their control. Absolutely nothing that Steel could do. Neck is trying to spray and find something, living really just on a prayer. But the fact is, this round is already looking done.
That opener by Chris J was so naughty. Just rolls out. Domes him with the Krieg. Complete pre-fire. Henny believes he's got a way into this. Deco watching. Oh no, he still can't get it done. Brilliant work here so far.
What?
Now it's all on Rops. Could this be possible? Rops is going to try and play for time. He works his way around the edge, kills one, goes in for the second. It's all on Henny, and Nekiz dies. Sorry, and it's...
So sick.
How?
He is, I think he's a robot. I think he was built by someone.
I thought it was Henny being the one who was low on the bomb, but he's the one that was last in and went down first, and it just didn't play out very well. Leaving a player on 100 health being the one on the bomb wasn't ideal there.
To be honest, I don't think it mattered because he just popped all their heads anyway.
So the thing is, yeah, both Yell and Nekiz had kits, so it would have been better for Nekiz to take the fight and Yell to go on there. But yeah, okay, it was a good performance regardless, but that's a round mousesports should have never got, and that's a sick shot from Oscar, ripping apart Henny early on here, one of the guys who's been key in doing the damage.
Yeah, so Rops has 21 kills and 7 deaths. Pretty casual, to be honest. They're making things look very, very easy at the moment. And the thing is, when he does have one of these performances, it is very difficult to say what the opposition can do about it. Now, they're going to try and get to 5 rounds once again. I'm not feeling it very likely at the moment, because those sort of rounds are the ones that really kick you while you're down.
Yeah, they hurt.
Give you a chance to sort of bounce back. There was also the reset round as well. After they finally managed to win one off the back of Henny, he also then gets another few kills. And even then, Rops is better. Chris J as well. Oh, Nekiz, nice work with that UMP. Oscar's going to peek into the angle and at least get the trade. Rops was ready if he didn't. Lucas and Steel going to try and find a way back in. The Molotov, not quite a gap. It spreads into a pretty annoying position for him as he can't actually get out. And Sunny, it must be so tilting for Lucas playing that B site, because Sunny just kills him every time he goes to rotate. Just catches him out. It's just in the most annoying spots. Those are the ones that make you want to just chuck your keyboard out a window.
Sonny's lurk is looking strong, at least here against Luminosity, that's for sure. And now they're looking at a potential 12-3 scoreline as there's no money in the bank here for Luminosity, and this is the final round of the first half.
So in the first map, Yell got 23 kills. So far in this map, he has 2.
I guess it could be positional, but also he's not the one with the AWP, is it? It's Henny.
He started with it. He started with it, and then he just wasn't... It didn't do anything. I reckon he was pretty close to getting that kill. Oh, the nade as well. Oh, and then just the pre-fire in Chris J with this wonderful gun.
How was he allowed to get away with that?
Don't worry, it's not like he was just running down mid. Oh, Rob spots some toes and takes them off. Leaves it on to just 2. Just...
Steel's just trying to stay alive. He's like, please, no, leave me alone.
Well, they now have both sides, which is always good to see. And Lucas is the only one remaining.
Get at least 1 kill. Come on, Lucas. Oh, rip. 12-3, an incredibly dominant half there from mousesports as they move over to the more and slightly favoured CT side. Luminosity have got their work cut out for them, but we're going to go to a quick break, and when we'll come back, we'll find out if Luminosity do have what it takes to take us to a third. (12-3). Mousesports dominant on their favoured map, and those odds have got even more convincing in their favour, 8.0 to 1.01. But if you want to do something else with your money, there's something going on the other screens at the moment. Fnatic and Team Liquid are going head-to-head. And Mr. Henry G and Sadakist, they're up to some of their crazy antics. CSGO Mo is for supporting mental health charity. It's a very good charity to look after. And what Sadakist has said is he will equal all donations up to £2,500. So that means if you donate 100, he has to donate 100. So if you would like to go and make him spend all that money he's making from casting, then go and bankrupt the man himself in Canada.
And help a good cause. Either way, Rops already kicking things off, continuing his reign of terror. Will be traded out though, and there's actually a lot of damage being done. Sunny still manages to trade one back, and before the bomb can go down, another is found. Henny, great positioning though, will at least keep this into a 2 versus 2. The problem is the bomb dropped in the site, and Chris J is going to go crossing. Probably try and defend this one from the ramp. It may not be expected by the remaining players, as they will look to come in from jungle and the connector. Now, as the cross comes in, Yell should be dead. It takes Chris J a couple of shots, but the fact is now Henny has it all to do. Doesn't know where Sunny is either, as he slowly looks to sneak in from behind. And I think he may just get the timing perfect. 13-3, the game looking like it may be put to bed.
Yeah, that's a pistol round pickup, and that's Luminosity's hopes and dreams slowly being ripped away from them here. I feel like you just save now.
The thing is, to be brutally honest, there's an argument either way. Like, okay, you're so far down, you could go for the risk, but at the same time...
Look at the buy from mousesports, though. This is so, like, typical mousesports. They're just going to go super aggressive. Chris J's on the out. Rops is already doing some damage. They're just going to take the fight directly to Luminosity.
Well, Oscar, he's looking for this aggression as well. A chance to make some money, but is actually caught off by the pistols, so he won't get anything extra. Rops, though, is currently in the spawn. So he's just ready and waiting for anybody who's going to be looking to come around that corner. 24-8 at the moment, so I wouldn't be betting against him, but it's not going to be him who's challenged. It's Stico with the majority of players pushing in his direction. A chance to overwhelm him, and if they do, that could be a bomb plant, which really would be a nice little bonus for them going into the next round. Already, though, Stico able to kill off one. Push coming in from Steel. He gets the second, but there is the trade. Can he get the bomb plant? No, he can't, because Chris J's in the corner.
With that lovely weapon, continuing to make it work for him, make it rain. As Luminosity now will buy into those AKs. Can't afford the AWPs. This is the must comeback moment for the Brazilian side.
Yeah, pretty much. We're even going to see rifles across the board on the other side of things, so it's not going to be an easy round either. But if they do, they will send the mousesports economy into the ground, so that's at least something. Give them a small lifeline. 3 players in middle. I think it was actually 4 playing from the CT side, maybe expecting a bit more of a challenge, although Nekkers is going to go back there a little bit later. Try and gather some map control at least. The fact is, though, if you're on the Luminosity side, you've got to be so demoralized at this point. Sunny already going to kick things off with the opener. As you said, this is a must-win round. This is their elimination if they don't manage to stop mousesports gathering just 2. We can see if they give it a go.
It's all quiet as of now. It's been a slower round from Luminosity. They're hoping mousesports will make some mistakes here that they can take advantage of and try and capitalize on. Rops doesn't react in time on that one. Lucas finds the kill. Lucas, who has been dominant across both of the games so far. Nekkers has chimed in as well, so they've got something to work with here. They've got the advantage. Can they hold on to it? Chris J still hanging about with his crazy weapon. Lucas looking straight into it, so this has worked out really well. But Sunny, he's not finished yet. He may be all alone. And as he starts to back away, doesn't want to have to deal with this.
I think he was expecting them to go back because his teammate died on the other side of the map on the rotation, so there was an opportunity there for them to try and duck in towards the B site. Instead, he is going to be isolated from this one. Probably just look to try and bring the rifle into the next round. There won't be much of an investment from mousesports anyway. Well, to be honest, they may just force up with the pistols. Sunny could actually drop an extra rifle. Chris J can maybe bring something to the table at least. Maybe go for his trusty AUG. No head armor, of course, but don't think he's really going to mind.
But this is the round we said was must-win for Luminosity. They've done it with 3 alive.
To be honest, all of them are now must-win. Pretty much to the end of the game. If they want to win in regulation, every single one.
And now, the money, like you said at the beginning of last round, is going to be in tatters for mousesports because, well, they weren't really expecting to lose that round. I think the confidence was very high at that point. It was a straight buy-up and let's take the fight to them.
Yeah, the thing is, in this scenario, I wouldn't even blame them if they went for a force, because even into the next round, it's not going to be a particularly good one unless they're going to try and do something ludicrous, like maybe bring in like double AWPs or something crazy and just hope that that can work for them.
Wouldn't put it past them at this point.
Yeah, well, they got 2 damn good AWPers, so I can't really blame them for it. Sunny instead is going to just be that lone man with a rifle, and actually just look at the stack at the moment from the CT side. They've got this bang on. And there's not really been any probing from the T side. So by the looks of things, they may just go running into the stack. They seem pretty much set on their positions. The utility they'll use is not actually going to help them clear out this crossfire. And Sunny, he can just sort of bait the rest of his teammates. He's the only one with a weapon already, manages to find the opener, will burn down. And that's where the sort of value they have is gone. Oscar still will be able to pick off another. Grabs the AK-47 as well. He is the only player left alive. Tries to sneak his way through. Does actually manage to get him behind these players. They don't really know where he is. Henny is going to check the angle, though, and Neck is there to close. 14 and 5. They at least get another one on the board. Now, do we see some sort of purchase here? Yes.
It's exactly what you thought it would be.
Yeah.
Double AWP setup. UMPs and FAMASes. mousesports don't want to play this game too much longer. They want to try and close it out as soon as possible. And Henny's face says it all.
As Neil M would say, they want to send me to bed.
Nice.
Oh, here we go. Oh, the nades onto Oscar, so close to just closing him out. I'm a big fan of nade stacks. He's down to just 4 HP. Still has his trusty AWP in hand, so wouldn't put it past him to get an extra kill. They've still got Stiko on this B site, and the cross will be held by Oscar. It is looking like they want to set up in towards this B site once again. Although they could still duck down and try and fake it out into A. They've got the lurk being held from Nekis as well to try and hold off a lot of these rotations. And it is worth noting that there isn't a kit for mousesports. So they won't have the time to go for that defusal. Oscar, there we go. There's that first kill. A second for him as well. He may not have HP, but he still has that trusty AWP. And now the bomb dropped onto the site. This is looking bleak, to say the least. Rops, is he going to get the timing? Well, he's not even needed. Chris J has done the work instead. And Steele, well, he's probably just rubbing his eyes at the moment, maybe cleaning his glasses because all of his teammates are gone.
Yeah, in very quick fashion as well. Oscar, despite being on 4 health, all them nades barreling out towards him at the beginning of that round, it does not matter because he just repositions himself ready for that B push. 2 kills swiftly done. And this will just be Steele saving it out for the remainder of this round. This will put mousesports on their 15th. And they'll be 1 round away, Tom, from closing out not just this game, but this series 2-0. And this mousesports run already, right? It's not like, if you compare it to Luminosity, it's definitely not as easy. They first of all went up against Avangar, won that 16-5. Then they went up against Liquid. And okay, that's a 2-1 loss, but it's Liquid, right? A very capable team. And then Big 2-0'd them, and they obviously took down Na'Vi. So a bit more of a tough run here for mousesports in terms of opponents. And now they'll be looking to seal the deal with this map against Luminosity, and they've got all the weaponry, all the utility they would have wanted.
Yeah, playoff stage definitely looking good for...
Robs doesn't even want it. He's got the money, doesn't even care to spend it. He's just like, don't need it. It's all about my aim.
But to be fair, it has been. It really has been. But now they come in with the better of the purchases. Henny has had some stylish rounds with the AWP, so maybe he can bring something to the table here. Even so, they've got limitations across other players. Oscar trying to find a quick shot into middle. Won't get anything just yet. They've still got Sunny up above, which can give them a bit of vision if players actually do come from the underpass. It seems like mid-control is the aim of the game for Luminosity. I wonder if Steele actually heard anything off that drop down. By the looks of things, no. A minute left on the clock, and there is Rops actually going aggressive. Gets caught out by Lucas, who is waiting patiently. Chris is going to try to switch up his position. They're all going to come barreling through the connector here. He's got to be very careful he's not caught into the open. Sunny, though, he's managed to catch 2 from behind. That is going to be the bot down. Oscar falls to Steele, but the bomb's still left in the middle is going to be a bit of a problem here. needs to be retrieved, and you can see Sunny just switching up his position to benefit where the bomb sits. That's a 3rd kill for him. He's having an excellent game as well. Finally, Steel will put him down, but they're not going to check. Lucas will fall and Steel's left again. This time, a much more doable position. A 2 versus 1 to try and fight things back, but just look at the clock. 20 seconds wherever he goes. He just has to run straight into the site. And even still, he spotted out his opponent. He knows that Sticko's waiting here, but Sticko's just burning down the time, throwing out his utility, making sure that there's a chance for Chris J to get into position, and Steel, he's going to fake out the plant. The problem is he can't afford to fake it again. He'd run out of time. It's done anyway. mousesports absolutely dominant. They will be there to finish off this series and get themselves through to the quarterfinal. And, well, other than the first map, didn't really break much of a sweat in that second one.
Certainly not. It was Luminosity they were sweating from start to finish because they were got outplayed, outclassed, and they did not have a chance on Mirage. This Luminosity lineup only can get so far. A good effort from them, further than maybe some people would have expected.
Do you know what I figured out? I don't think Henny saw a ghost. I think it was just that he saw the future and saw the scoreline of Mirage.
Burn. Burn.
To be fair, though, I don't think yet there would be on the caliber of mousesports.
No, this is what we expected. Maybe not a 2-0. Like, we thought there was potential for them to take cash, right? But
yeah,
ultimately, it was a mousesports were winning either way.
I think you asked me, like, very early on in that cash game,
went,
like,
no.
do you believe in a comeback? I said no. Now, they did a very good job of actually bringing the game close, but the fact is, then we got on to Mirage, the bread and butter of this mousesports side, and they showed why. And the thing is, like, even if, like, mousesports have been having some problems recently, the map pool definitely helped them out significantly, and individually, there's never really been a doubt with this team. Like, they've had the players across the board, different players across different maps. Rops had an excellent performance today. Sunny wasn't really there so much in the first map. In the second map, he was one of the crucial players. It's just the depth of this team, and that's something that I don't think Luminosity have yet. They have a couple of players that really can explode into maps. We saw Yell in the first map excellently well, Henny in the second, but they never got them all at once, and that was the problem, that they needed everybody to perform to beat mousesports. It just didn't happen.
One of the weirdest scenarios for this team, right, is a team that can use the double AWP setup very well in Yell and Henny. It's situational on which maps they're able to shine on, depending on what positions they get, if they're getting what they want in that. And that's, I think, the main problem for this Luminosity lineup, because Yell is not an amazing rifler. Maybe I'd even put Henny as a better rifler than him. So maybe you try a point where you say, Yell, you can AWP the whole time. And
or
Henny
save to get both.
Yeah, they do that, but when you're not winning that many rounds, doesn't really become an option, right? So
I know
that was the problem there for them. But that is us done.
It's the end of the B stream.
Luminosity are going home, and we're going home as well, literally in less than 12 hours. You got a sad face on. You're not
I've enjoyed the B stream. Even if it was with you.
I know. Well, us B stream bandits got to stick together. Someone has to carry you throughout these casts, mate. It's okay.
You could probably, well, actually, I don't even need to say probably. You could do it literally.
Yeah, I'll just pick you up the whole time, just hold him there. Baby Tom.
That's actually how we cast. It just like he has to quickly put me down. Yeah.
I just throw you over there. Like, go back down.
Yeah, I'm very good at landing on my feet.
Can we get one more really kind of zoomed up camera angle that makes him look short? He's trying to run away from this.
Just get out of the camera. Let's not do that. Either way, I'm sure.
There we go. Look how small he is. He's like, jump up, mate. Jump up. They don't have to do this for me. See? No, I haven't got him. I can see just the top of your little head.
Yeah, it's shiny.
That was supposed to be like glass.
We should just end this now.
Yeah, this is probably
Thank you very much, guys. That is the end of the B stream. Obviously, congratulations are due to mousesports, and more so, I'd say, to LDLC. They were fantastic.
That was the benefit of what we got here, was following LDLC.
Definitely check out the playoffs, because I want to see how they're going to do.
I think that's the key thing, right? Seeing what matchup they get there for LDLC, seeing how it goes, because that's the storyline here at the moment in Chicago. They've taken down North, they've taken down Renegades, and now today, obviously, as well, that game, which was pretty crazy, to be fair. Like, it was LDLC's game to technically lose, and they were still able to do it against another top-tier opponent. So, plenty more action to come from Chicago. I think the A-stream's still going on, so make sure you guys head over to there. I've been James Banks, this has been Tom Bismire, and we will see you, hopefully, for another event real soon.